In the stillness that often accompanies our moments of deepest reflection, a question emerges. Subtle yet profound, how does the environment we inhabit influence our spiritual journey? The spaces we occupy, filled with both the tangible objects, clutter, the remnants of daily living, and the intangible memories, emotions, thoughts, act as mirrors reflecting the internal chaos that can cloud our spirit and hinder our path toward a state of spiritual prosperity and inner peace. It's within this context that the concept of a Zen cleanse becomes not just relevant but essential, offering a path to purify our surroundings and, by extension, our inner selves, facilitating a flow of abundance and clarity into our lives. The philosophy behind space and spirituality. To fully grasp the transformative power of decluttering, one must first understand the philosophical underpinnings that link our physical spaces to our spiritual well-being. Imagine, if you will, your mind as a room. This room, cluttered with old, heavy furniture, walls lined with shelves buckling under the weight of countless trinkets, leaves no pathway for light to penetrate or space for new, meaningful acquisitions. The air feels stagnant, heavy with dust and the remnants of a life lived in autopilot. In much the same way, a spirit encumbered by the weight of unnecessary clutter, be it physical items that serve no purpose or emotional baggage that we carry like chains, struggles to find the room to breathe, to grow, to welcome new experiences and insights. This concept finds its roots in ancient wisdom, exemplified by the teachings of a Zen master who, through the simple act of presenting a filled cup, elucidated the importance of emptiness. This cup, he would say, already full, cannot accept more until it is emptied. Through this metaphor, the Zen master conveyed a fundamental truth: only by emptying ourselves of the clutter that fills us to the brim, leaving no room for anything new, can we truly be open to receive. This emptiness is not a void born of lack, but a space of potential, ready to be filled with new experiences, wisdom, and a deeper connection to the spiritual essence that binds us all. This philosophy poses a compelling question, urging us to look within and around us. What if your clutter is the only thing standing between you and your spiritual prosperity? It invites us to consider that perhaps our most significant obstacle to achieving a state of spiritual fulfillment and abundance is not found in the external world, but within the very spaces we occupy. It challenges us to confront the clutter, both physical and emotional, that we have accumulated over time, and to recognize in its removal not a loss, but an opportunity for growth, for enlightenment, for a renewal of spirit. In essence, the journey towards spiritual prosperity begins not with the acquisition of more, but with the purposeful elimination of what no longer serves us. By embracing the philosophy of space and spirituality, we embark on a transformative process, a Zen cleanse, that clears the path for abundance, clarity, and peace to enter our lives. It's a journey of letting go, of making space for new growth, and of rediscovering the light and potential that resides within each of us, waiting patiently to be unveiled. Embarking on a journey of decluttering is not merely about tidying our physical surroundings, but engaging in a profound spiritual cleanse. This path, illuminated by wisdom from various philosophical and scientific domains, leads us to banish 7 critical categories of clutter, each representing barriers to our spiritual and personal growth. 1. Excess possessions, embracing simplicity for spiritual growth. In a world where consumer culture often dictates our sense of self and success, the Buddha's teaching on the root of suffering being attachment serves as a poignant reminder of the spiritual cost of excess possessions. This ancient wisdom, highlighting the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, invites us to reconsider our relationship with material goods. The metaphor of a tree shedding its leaves not only symbolizes the natural cycle of renewal, but also illustrates a profound lesson in letting go. Just as the tree releases its leaves to conserve energy and prepare for new growth, we too are encouraged to release our grasp on unnecessary possessions, understanding that true joy and abundance stem from a place of simplicity and freedom. This process of decluttering goes beyond the mere physical act of parting with excess items. It's a spiritual cleansing that challenges our deeply held beliefs about necessity, value, and happiness. By consciously choosing to let go of possessions that no longer serve us, we not only free up physical space, but also clear mental and emotional clutter, creating room for new experiences, relationships, and opportunities that align more closely with our true selves and spiritual goals. 2. Negative reminders, letting go to bloom afresh. Negative reminders, the objects in our lives that are imbued with unpleasant memories or emotions, serve as anchors, tethering us to our past and impeding our spiritual and emotional growth. The imagery of the lotus flower emerging from the mud to bloom beautifully above the water captures the essence of transformation that awaits when we courageously choose to let go of these painful reminders. The lotus's journey from the murky waters to the radiant surface symbolizes our own potential to rise above our past, shedding the weight of negative experiences to reveal our inherent beauty and strength. Releasing negative reminders is an act of compassion and forgiveness, a step towards healing and making peace with our past. It involves acknowledging the pain or lessons these objects represent and then consciously deciding to release them, thus opening ourselves to the positivity and new beginnings that lie ahead. This process is not about denying or forgetting our past experiences, but about moving forward with wisdom and grace, allowing ourselves to bloom anew in the light of present and future possibilities. 3. Unfinished projects, embracing the Taoist way. Unfinished projects, those myriad tasks and endeavors we've set aside, sometimes out of procrastination, sometimes out of fear, serve as constant reminders of what we've left undone. They hover in the back of our minds, a nagging presence that contributes to a sense of stagnation and unresolved tension within our lives. This situation stands in stark contrast to the Taoist philosophy, which cherishes the beauty of completion and the harmony it instills in our existence. Taoism teaches us the importance of flowing with the natural order of the world, a concept that can be extended to the realm of our personal and professional projects. Just as the seasons change in a cycle of endless renewal, so too should we aim to complete our cycles of activity. Addressing or letting go of unfinished projects is not merely an act of tidying up our physical and mental spaces, but is a profound alignment with the Taoist ideal of harmony and balance. By doing so, we make room for new beginnings, allowing fresh experiences and opportunities to enter our lives with open arms. The process of tackling these unfinished projects, whether by bringing them to completion or by acknowledging that it's time to move on, can be incredibly liberating. It represents a conscious decision to no longer let what is undone define our mental landscape, inviting a sense of peace and fulfillment that comes from either accomplishment or the acceptance of letting go. 4. Digital clutter, the need for a digital detox. In today's world, where technology permeates every aspect of our lives, digital clutter has become a significant source of distraction and stress. Notifications, emails, social media feeds, and the endless barrage of information contribute to a sense of being perpetually overwhelmed. Much like the man who found himself lost in the sea of his digital existence. This digital clutter, while intangible, has a very real impact on our cognitive functions and overall well-being. Neuroscience research supports the idea that digital clutter can significantly diminish our capacity for concentration and peace. The constant influx of information and the need to process it all can lead to cognitive overload, reducing our ability to focus, make decisions, and engage deeply with our surroundings. The solution lies in the intentional practice of digital detoxification, setting boundaries for our digital consumption, prioritizing time away from screens, and rediscovering the joys of undistracted engagement with the physical world. A digital detox allows us to reclaim our mental space, reducing the noise that digital clutter brings into our lives. It's a deliberate act of choosing where we direct our attention, fostering a sense of calm and presence that is increasingly rare in the digital age. By acknowledging the toll that digital clutter takes on our cognitive health and making concerted efforts to minimize its impact, we not only enhance our ability to concentrate and find peace, but also open ourselves to deeper connections with others and the world around us. 5. Distractive items, cultivating a Zen sanctuary. In the pursuit of a more mindful and focused existence, the Zen principle of simplicity offers a profound pathway to enlightenment. This principle emphasizes the importance of removing distractions from our environment, recognizing how they scatter our focus and dilute our energy. Distractive items, whether they are physical objects that clutter our living space or digital notifications that incessantly demand our attention, act as barriers to deeper concentration and meditation. They are the noise that distracts us from the melody of life, preventing us from hearing the subtle rhythms and messages that our existence and the universe wish to impart. By deliberately creating a space that is free from such distractions, we do more than just tidy up. We forge a sanctuary for our minds. This sanctuary becomes a sacred place where deeper concentration is not just possible but naturally occurs. Within this space, meditation and reflection become pathways to profound insights about the nature of our existence and the intricate tapestry of the universe around us. It is here, in the silence and simplicity, that we find the clarity and peace to engage with our inner selves and explore the deeper questions of life. The process of decluttering our spaces of distractive items is a mindful exercise in prioritizing what truly matters. It involves asking ourselves which items serve a purpose that aligns with our highest values and goals, and which simply serve to pull us away from them. This act of discernment is a practice in mindfulness itself, teaching us to be present and intentional with our choices, not just in our environment but in our thoughts and actions as well. 6. Toxic relationships, cultivating a garden of growth. Buddhist teachings on interdependence remind us of the intricate web of connections that form the fabric of our lives. These teachings underscore the importance of nurturing relationships that support mutual growth, understanding, and compassion. Just as a garden requires care, attention, and the removal of weeds to flourish, so too do our relationships need tending to ensure they remain sources of support and enrichment. Toxic relationships are like weeds in the garden of our lives. They can overtake and suppress the growth of healthy connections, draining our energy and dimming our spirit. The presence of such relationships can lead us into cycles of negativity and stagnation. hindering our path toward enlightenment and inner peace. It is crucial, therefore, to recognize these toxic influences for what they are and to make the conscious decision to either transform them, if possible, or to let them go. Cultivating healthy relationships involves the active engagement in empathy, clear communication, and shared values. It means investing time and energy into connections that uplift and inspire, that challenge us to grow, and that provide a foundation of support through life's challenges. By consciously choosing to surround ourselves with positive influences, we create an environment conducive to personal and spiritual growth, akin to a garden that is nurtured and loved, blooming with the vibrant colors of harmony and life. 7. Self-doubt, unlocking infinite potential through quantum understanding. In the realm of quantum physics, the universe is a field of endless potentiality, where every outcome remains possible until it is observed and thus determined. This principle of potentiality not only revolutionizes our understanding of the physical world, but also offers a compelling metaphor for the human condition, particularly in the context of self-doubt. Just as quantum particles exist in a state of potential until measured, our own paths and possibilities remain wide open until we decide to limit them through our beliefs and perceptions. Self-doubt is a particularly insidious form of mental clutter, acting as a barrier to our ability to see and seize the vast array of opportunities that life presents. It clouds our judgment, fuels our fears, and leads us into a state of indecision that prevents us from moving forward. Much like a dense fog that obscures the landscape, self-doubt hides the richness of our potential from view, leaving us feeling stuck and powerless. However, just as quantum physics reveals the dynamic potential at the heart of the universe, it also inspires us to view our lives through a lens of limitless possibility. By adopting practices that nurture self-belief and affirmation, we begin to clear the fog of self-doubt, allowing the light of our potential to shine forth. These practices, which can range from mindfulness and meditation to positive affirmations and goal setting, help us realign our thoughts with the universe's inherent potentiality. As we engage in these practices, we learn to observe ourselves and our abilities not as fixed entities defined by our past failures or fears, but as fields of infinite possibility, open to exploration and growth. This shift in perspective empowers us to make choices from a place of confidence and clarity, transforming the way we interact with the world around us. We begin to recognize that each moment offers a new opportunity to observe and define our reality, to step out of the shadow of doubt and into the light of our true potential. The journey to overcome self-doubt is, in many ways, a journey of reconnection with the fundamental uncertainty and potentiality that define our universe. It invites us to embrace the unknown, to see each possibility not as a source of fear, but as an invitation to explore and create. By aligning our thoughts with this quantum understanding of potentiality, we open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that await us, ready to be observed, chosen, and lived to their fullest extent. In clearing the mental clutter of self-doubt, we not only free ourselves from the chains of indecision and fear, but also tap into the boundless potential that lies within us, awaiting our observation to spring into reality. It is a profound reminder that at the heart of our being lies a universe of possibilities, ready to unfold as we choose to see them. By addressing these 7 categories of clutter with wisdom from Buddhist teachings, Taoist philosophy, modern science, and the Zen tradition, we embark on a holistic journey of decluttering that transcends the physical. It's a path that leads us toward spiritual prosperity, inner peace, and a deeper understanding of our place in the cosmos. Through this process, we not only declutter our surroundings, but also clear the way for our spirits to soar, unencumbered by the weight of what we've chosen to let go. The journey towards spiritual prosperity and abundance is a transformative process, one that requires us to look deeply into the spaces we inhabit and the lives we lead. The Zen cleanse is not merely an act of physical decluttering. It's a profound spiritual ritual that beckons us to introspect, to identify, and to eliminate the clutter that weighs down our spirit. This journey, though challenging, promises a reward far greater than the sum of its parts, a life lived with clarity, purpose, and an abundance flow. The Zen cleanse is a journey of mindful elimination, where each object considered for removal is examined not just for its physical presence, but for its emotional and spiritual weight. This process begins with a simple yet profound question: does this serve my journey towards spiritual prosperity? By asking this, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of our attachments and the true value of our possessions. This cleanse extends beyond the physical realm, encouraging us to evaluate our digital spaces, our social circles, and even our own thoughts. It asks us to consider what we consume, whom we spend time with, and the thoughts we allow to take root in our minds. Each decision to let go is an act of faith, a belief in the abundance that comes from simplicity and the trust that what is truly needed will remain or find its way back to us. As we stand at the threshold of this transformative journey, I extend an invitation to you. Embark on your Zen cleanse and discover the abundance that awaits when you choose to declutter your space and spirit. What will you let go of first for your spiritual prosperity? Your journey is unique, and your experience is invaluable. Share them with our community and let us support each other in this path of growth and enlightenment. Looking forward, let's envision a future where our spaces, both physical and spiritual, are clear conduits for abundance, where simplicity guides us to a fuller, more abundant life. The Zen cleanse is but the first step on this journey, a step toward living fully and abundantly, unencumbered by the unnecessary and uplifted by the essential. Are you ready to take that step?